Good morning, good morning, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning. It is indeed going to be another spectacular morning for all of us today. This is your very own certified basics educator. I am Evelyn Graham, the queen of the charts. And today is going to be another great day, Wednesday, a great win-win as we know it to be, and wealthy Wednesday. So I'm happy that you logged on to our basics live trading analysis call. So welcome to each one of you. And yes, today is Wednesday, the 22nd of March, 2023. As you log on, I would like you to be so kind to put it in the chat where you're calling in from, those lovely affirmations that speaks to our future, and of course, those flags. We want you to raise those flags for the countries that you represent. So go ahead and put it in the chat. Let us know where you're calling in from today. Thank you. You can take your time and learn the skill set, ladies and gentlemen. We are here to welcome you this morning, and it is indeed going to be, as I said, a win-win and wealthy Wednesday. So let's see who we've got on the call here. Let us see who we've got on the call. This morning, I see you, Cleveland, Ohio. Welcome to the call. And Milwaukee, you're in the house with those flags. Welcome to the call. And Texas, welcome. I like those flags. They're really flying high. This morning, Milwaukee, welcome to the call. And Chattanooga, you're back. Chattanooga, Tennessee, welcome to the call. And the reminder comes, great win. Wealthy Wednesday from Solon, Ohio. Wow. Solon, Ohio. Welcome to the call this morning. Baltimore, welcome to the call. I like those flags. And I do apologize this morning if the music wasn't what it should be like. I do apologize. But once again, one of these days we'll have this sorted out. Good morning from Toronto, Canada. Welcome to the call. So we're going to get this call started in a moment. But continue to drop it in the chat to let us know where you're calling in from, along with your affirmations. We would kindly really appreciate that. And now you are seeing the screen that I'm sharing. You should be able to see my screen. And yes, I'm actually getting you all to get into our website. I'm going to click on home And if you're tuning in for the first time to our BYOB trading call and analysis call, I would like you to know what our website is. So as you can see on my screen, BYOBmovementworldwide.com. This is our website. So I want you to make a note. If you are very new to this call, this is your first time. And if you are very, very new to the call this morning, then drop a 111 in the chat. Let us see if we have anyone that's really new on this call. I didn't actually get to do that yesterday or Monday. So if you did come onto the call on Monday or Tuesday, let me know by dropping a 111 in the chat so we can all give you our welcome from the BYOB family. Drop it in the chat if you're new to the call. So yes, we are the Be Your Own Bank movement worldwide, still to date, the largest economic empowerment movement in the history of mankind. Ladies and gentlemen, do you not want to be part of a movement that's the largest in the history of mankind? Well, there's so much I need to remind you about our movement. And I will start with the fact that it's important that you know what BYOB is all about. So yes, I'm going to start at joining our next webinar session. You do need to register for this, so you would need to go to our website to register for. You do also have a confirmation, so make sure you get your confirmation. Our next webinar is on Sunday at 2:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We had one this Tuesday at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So the next one falls on Sunday, 2:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You do need to register for our next webinar. And of course, ensure you take someone along with you to this webinar. It's our wealth webinar session. You need to be on, and you need to take 1 or 2 or 100 people with you. And of course, there is also the affiliate. So becoming an affiliate with us, we would love that to happen today. And that's really quite simple. All you have to do is sign up with BYOB. It's all here on the screen for you to see. And you know, for us, exciting times. We love to share who we are, what we do, what we're about, and what you will become as a result of being part of this movement. Now, we do that through the BYOB summits that we do. And we started off, that was last Saturday, and it was in Jacksonville, Florida. Of course, you know, our summits are always a success. Well, guess what? If you've missed out on one, you do not need to miss out on the other. There is another one this coming Saturday, and it's in Cleveland, Ohio. Now, you would just need to go to our website once again and click on reserve your spot. You'll be able to see this popping up. It gives you the details of the next Wealth Summit. Okay, so our next Wealth Summit is this Saturday, the 25th of March at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. All the details are there on the flyer. We can't wait to see you. There is so much that we can't say on these calls, but you will get all those information at our Wealth Summits. And as I go back to the homepage, for those of you who need some assistance with registering for the BYOB Summit this Saturday in Cleveland, we want you to know all you have to do is simply go to type into your search engine BYOB Movement Cleveland.eventbrite.com. And do that today, please. Time is running out. We're already midweek. And then, of course, if you are coming on to the call and you did not realize we have an app, BYOB Movement Worldwide app, this is where you need to start with us today. Download the app. If you have an iPhone, you would just need to go to the App Store and you would need to download your app from there, the App Store. And if you have an Android phone, you would need to go to Google Play and download your app. This is definitely needed so you can access all the information you require, and it's also there for your source of success. And ladies and gentlemen, we have our very own shop where you can get your merchandise. Well, we have so much merchandise there for you. This is how you speak to the rest of the world about our movement, just by carrying around some of the merchandise that's here, that is sold. You can get your merchandise and you can let everyone know about a movement that's second to none. So again, you need to go here and you need to click on there. You'll be able to see the various merchandise that we do. And yes, I remember seeing a suitcase and I wondered, why am I traveling without my BYOB? Yes, travel case. We've got everything there for you to take and share with the rest of the world. Remember, we are indeed a worldwide movement. So again, I mentioned the webinars already. You need to get to the website. If you've forgotten, we've mentioned the next one is on Sunday at 2:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So ladies and gentlemen, once again, welcome, welcome. If you're just joining us, I've seen a few others joining us. So welcome, welcome to our call. And just to remind you, because in the event it happens, I could prevent it from happening. So this coming Sunday, the clocks are going to go forward for the UK. And we want you all to know that you would need to make changes and adjust the times again, that we are now 4 hours ahead in the UK. As of next week, we will be back to our normal 5 hours ahead. So our calls for the UK will start at 10:30 a.m. GMT. So remember, next week, the calls will start at 10:30 a.m. That's GMT. So do not forget, the time change is this coming Saturday night. We are on another time change again. And of course, we know this is the live trading analysis call. I just want you to be reminded that these calls will not always be available on Zoom. Make a note, if you're hearing it for the first time, we want you all to come on board and appreciate all that we're doing. Yes, we offer them on social media, but that's only for a few weeks. So you just need to understand that. I want to make it clear. It's only for a few weeks. So what am I saying? There is so much to get from the training that is being offered and the resources that BYOB is offering. So you need to have your enrollment done. And yes, you need to be enrolled into our platform. So I'm just putting it out there to remind you all that we need to all be enrolled. We're going to learn the skill set. We must try to get that enrollment done. And once again, those affirmations, let me quickly help you if you are new. I know I haven't seen a 111, but because this is actually out on social media, I will make sure you know what those affirmations are. I am an educated BYOB master trader, anointed for wealth. I am the signal. All my trades end in profit. I am 777. Once again, you can add your own unique touch to these affirmations. Just do not take away from it, because the affirmations as they're very, very, very powerful. Most of us who are with the movement for a while, we testify to that. We want it to manifest for you as well. So that's why we are asking you to put your affirmations. Always write them out, say them, and it's nice when you can put it in the chat as well. So those are the affirmations, ladies and gentlemen. And again, welcome to our live trading analysis call. This time of the morning, we have our basics. Yes, this time of the morning, we have our basics. Now, we actually focus on using the BYOB cash out strategy. It is my favorite strategy. Yes, I know about other strategies, trading strategies, but this is my favorite strategy, the BYOB cash out strategy. And it's a market strategy, price action with a twist. Okay, so for those who are new, make a note. That's what our BYOB cash out strategy is, a market strategy. Now, this morning, we have no further calls this morning. So we have this call here at 5:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Our weekly setups, we had that call yesterday at 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we had it on Monday. Today, we do not have a weekly setup, so be mindful there is no calls at 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And of course, I hope you would have logged on yesterday for the 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time call. That was the very basics, and we had a great session. So once again, ladies and gentlemen, what I do need to tell you about is that tomorrow morning at 5:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, we will have a call, and that will be done by another educator, and that's Dr. Kirk Graham. He will be doing the call, and it's tailored towards the intermediate level. So make sure you're on tomorrow morning at 5:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's important that we are plugging into all these sessions because the focus is for you to master the skill set of trading. Remember, we are at where you would say pre-K level, and we go up to post-grad. So it's important that you're plugging into all the calls. Now, again, before we move on to the news and onto the charts, we just want to do what we do before we get onto the charts or even onto the news. I would like you to go ahead and do what you need to do. And of course, for those who are new, follow suit. We are just saying a big thank you to the mastermind team because we know what they have done for us. Without them, we would not be here today learning a skill set that's changing lives. I can tell you it's changing lives, and people from around the world know about the BYOB cash out strategy. They know about the movement, and it's changing lives. And without the mastermind team, this would not happen. So we are saying thank you to the mastermind team, that we appreciate them, and we want to show our gratitude. So thank you, Mr. Gerald D. Rogers, our visionary CEO and founder of the Be Your Own Bank movement, Be Your Own Bank movement, and it's now worldwide. And of course, to our co-founder, I'm talking about Miss Tasha M. Dyer, known to us, AKA our trade whisperer, the phenomenal woman who created the BYOB cash out strategy, which is copywritten. So ladies and gentlemen, just remember, it's important to say thank you. It's the noble thing for us to do. And now we are definitely going to move on. We are going to be looking at the news. But before I get onto the financial news sources, let me just remind you, if you haven't been on the call before, we have our very own daily news. And this is from the BYOB Trading Academy. So I'm going to go across here where we can find our daily news. If you are not sure where to find it, it's BYOB Trading Academy as one word.com. You need to go to type that into your search engine and this will come up. This is our home page. And of course, click on daily news. Ladies and gentlemen, how exciting is this? You can actually listen to it. It's recorded. It's on video. There it is. And you can actually see that you can have your own read of it. So again, it says daily signals, but it's really about trading ideas. You would have seen our trade whisperer go through that yesterday, how she uses this information and how you and I can use it to set up our trades for the day, for the week, however you want to do it. So you can see we have Euro USD this morning. It's all there for you to have a look at. GBP USD, it's giving you all the information. AUD USD. So you have pairs that you can look at And once again, there is the video that you can listen to as well. So if you're a bit lazy to read it, then you can hear it being said in the video recording. So that is about our very own daily news that is provided by our BYOB Trading Academy. And now I'm going to move on to the 3 financial news sources that we check, which are, of course, those fundamentals. So, ladies and gentlemen, this morning, we need to make sure we know the correct day that we are on. Wow, it's Wednesday already, midweek, March the 22nd, 2023. Now, we do check 3 financial news sources. We look at my FX book, which you can see at the top, and we click on economic calendar. We also check FX Street, which is the next one there. Again, we click on economic calendar, and we check FOREX Factory. And once again, we click on the economic calendar. What are we doing? We're checking for those red folders because they're there to show you the high impact news releases. So you can see me hovering over that red folder with the hand. That's what we're looking for in the market. So you can see that we did have a red folder for GBP this morning, and it's showing better than expected. And as you see, I'm scrolling down because the time that we are on now, it's around here. You can see that the background here is green. So it's telling us that this is the news that's coming out shortly. Once again, we focus on those red folders because they have high impact news release and they move the market. So as you see, as I scroll down, we're seeing medium and I'm looking for red folders. What I can say is that I'm seeing red folders later this evening, UK time. And for you in the US, it's 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You see, it's quite a lot of news coming out for the US here. And Fed interest rate decision, wow, FOMC, those are going to be moving the market. So we're quite looking forward to that later this evening between 2 p.m. and 2:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then when we go to FX Street, once again, Wednesday, the 22nd, what are we seeing? Okay, we're seeing more red folders. So we saw about 2 or 3 on my FX book. Now we're seeing, wow, we're seeing 8 red folders here, ladies and gentlemen. So this is why it's good to cross-reference, because one news source may not highlight them all as red and another one will. It's important that we note that. So red folders, remember, they have high impact news release and they move the market. They certainly do. Fundamentals move the market. So I'm happy that we're checking all the news sources, because look at the difference between my FX book and FX Street. One highlights 2 or 3 red folders. This highlights 8. And of course, at 2:30 p.m., we have that FOMC press conference. And we also have that FOMC economic projections. We know we're all waiting for that to happen. And FOREX Factory, let's see. Wow, totally the opposite. So we do not see any red folders at this time of the morning. But later on, we see those US red folders. As you can see, we have 4, while FX Street showed us 8. So again, it's good to cross-reference and check all 3. So that is where we are with the news. Remember, we wait for the news to be released. We wait to see everything settle down. And of course, we do wait and give it some time, I would say around an hour, and we should be able to see a direction. That way you can get in and you can trade, catch your pips, and be grateful. So now that we've covered news on a whole, we're going to go straight onto our charts. And I know that you are understanding why we check the news first, because then we know which trades to take in the market. And thanks again for putting in your TAGs in the chat. I'm going to go back to our website and I'm going to do my BYOB cash out strategy overview on here. So you know, or should know by now, for those who have been coming on to the calls, that we have our very own BYOB cash out strategy embedded in our website here. Trading tools. Click on it. And when you click on it, you should see live feed. So here we are. We are seeing live feed. Now, I'm going to show you here how the BYOB cash out strategy works. So I'm going to be looking for a historical trade, and that way you can see the BYOB cash out strategy in its simplicity. And when you see a historical trade, you are able to see how it plays out. So remember, this is a historical trade. It's not live. We are not live in the market as yet. It just helps you to prepare yourselves to go live. That way we would have gone through the BYOB cash out strategy. So yesterday I did a buy opportunity. Today I will do a sell opportunity. And I'm going to do it on Euro NZD. So you can see me putting in Euro NZD, that's the currency pair. And I want to look at a sell opportunity. We look at 3 indicators. Of course, I have an indicator here on volume. I just need to hide that because I do not need that right now because it's not part of the BYOB cash out strategy. We do not need that volume. So it's there because we know that that's an indicator, and some people are quite happy to do their own thing, but we are focused on that right now on the BYOB cash out strategy. So here we are on the 15-minute time frame. Let me pull this up. Welcome to all those who have just joined the call. I see you all. I want you to be reminded that we must start on the 15-minute time frame. It is our time frame of analysis. Ladies and gentlemen, it's our time frame of analysis. We look at 3 indicators. First of all, we must remember our stochastic is our leading indicator, so we must turn our eyes to the stochastic first. And then we have our candles. And again, these are trending candles. If we're looking for a potential sell this morning, I'm going to be looking for that red candle. And we must have a PSAR at the top. 3 indicators we must be looking for. So if you think about it, my stochastic is always housed at the bottom of this trading view chart. And you can see these numbers, which range from 20 to 80. So this gives you an idea. If you're looking for a sell opportunity, we're looking for price to be around the 80 marker. Blue line pointing below the red line pointing downwards. So we're at a height. We're at the top. And we're looking for the blue line to push below the red line pointing downwards. So we then look at our candle. Remember 15 minutes time frame, our time frame of analysis. We are looking for these 3 indicators. Now, red candle, we need a red candle with a flat top, and it must be a flat top red candle, and we must have that PSAR at the top. 3 indicators. I am now going to tag it so that way you can see and follow as I move along to another time frame. I'm choosing arrow mark down. So here we are, arrow mark down, and there I am. You can see I've tagged it. So you now see a vertical line, a vertical broken line, and you can see all 3 indicators in alignment. My blue line below my red line pointing downwards. It started around the 80 marker on my stochastic, which again is my leading indicator. And you're seeing a red candle with a flat top and the PSAR at the top. Now it's time to move to a bigger time frame. It is indeed my time frame of confluence. Here we are. I'm on the bigger time frame. And again, I must see 2 indicators in alignment, starting with my stochastic. My stochastic, again, is my leading indicator. I must see my blue line cross below my red line, pointing downwards in a downward direction for a potential sell. And what you can see is that my yellow arrow is tagged to the previous time frame I was on, that candle. And now I'm on the 1 hour. You're seeing that my candle is no longer a red candle. So guess what? In this case, I would have had to wait for the next new candle to be formed to get confluence. So I would have had to wait for the next new hour. So now I'm moving this arrow to the next candle to show that I waited. And I'm sure it would be worth my wait. So now I have two indicators in alignment. My stochastic is still my blue pointing below my red in a downward direction, and I've got a red candle now. Well, to make you aware, I do not have to have a flat top red candle. As long as it's a red candle, the top doesn't have to be flat. So you notice this one has a wick. Let me open it up. It has a wick. It's okay. I do not need to have a flat top. And I have a PSAR at the top, but I do not have to have a PSAR at the top as long as I have a red candle. So now I have two indicators in alignment. It's time to move to my lower time frame. This is my time frame for entry. Okay, it's my time frame for entry. Now, the good thing is that I had tagged the candle that I was on, so I have followed through to the smaller time frame, and again I can see the arrow. And what I need to see for that sell, I need to have alignment also on my 5-minute time frame. So I need to look again at my stochastic, which is my leading indicator. What do I need to see on my leading indicator? I need to see my blue line below my red line pointing downwards. However, that's not happening on my 5-minute time frame. So ladies and gentlemen, I must wait. If I were in this trade, I would have had to wait to have that alignment. And I need two indicators to be in alignment. So here I am. I would have waited. So I'm moving my little yellow arrow to show that I would have waited. So here we are. I'm showing you that I would have waited. What are you seeing? The stochastic blue line has pushed below the red line now, and it's pointing downwards, and I'm seeing a red candle. So great. I'm seeing a red candle. So actually, you're able to see that I have two indicators in agreement on the 5-minute time frame. And guess what, ladies and gentlemen? You'd have been able to get into this trade, of course, and get your pips. You would have been able to cash out. But just a word to those who are new, to remove anxiety, we do recommend, or we do suggest, you wait for a candle with a flat top. You do not have to wait for a PSAR at the top, but we do suggest or recommend that you wait for a flat top red candle, because from experience, the tendency is to get a smoother entry on a flat top red candle on the 5 minutes. And that's when you're new to trading, because it removes all that anxiety from you. So you're able to see now, if you had gotten it in here, you would have been able to cash out on all these pips for that sell opportunity. So pretty much we have just covered the BYOB cash out strategy in its simplicity. This is an overview. So this trade has already happened. If you have been able to follow through with this trade that we've just done on Euro NZD, then go ahead and drop a 555 in the chat so I can see all of you who managed to follow through with this trade. And now we are definitely going to be moving on. This is what we're here for, trading live in the market, and I am excited about that too. So guess what, ladies and gentlemen? I'm going to stop sharing that screen, and I'm going to share with you a new screen. That new screen, of course, will take us into live trades. So here we are. We're going to be sharing a new screen. Pace setters, I need you to trade with me. And that way, for those who are very new to this call, they can follow with us as well. So I'm going to be looking at, I know you would have noticed I looked at GBP JPY yesterday. I'm kind of hooked on it actually. So I'm looking at GBP JPY for one of those trades that I'm excited about. For those of us who were on yesterday morning, you would have seen that this trade, we looked at it for a potential buy, and we did get a lot of pips. So this morning, when I looked at the amount of pips that we got, we probably collected about 123 pips since the call was made. And of course, we like to wait for corrections. So I only look at the pips following the correction when price corrects. And price moved on since then. So, you know, it was quite a lot more pips to catch. And you know who caught those pips, right? I don't need to say. But yes, some of us caught those pips on GBP JPY. I have drawn up this chart since yesterday. So guess what? I did not remove the drawing because with TradingView, that's a good thing about TradingView. TradingView chart, it holds your drawings. It keeps them. It saves them. So you can always go back to it if you need to. And it's all there for you. So guess what? We looked at this trade yesterday. So all those lines, we drew them up yesterday. Okay? So for those of you who were following this trade with me yesterday, I want you to put some fire emojis in the chat because I want to know that you also can see that this trade did take off and price did correct, and we waited for the correction, and then price moved up. Now, I'm looking at GBP again for today. So, if we were to go back, as anyone would have picked up when I started looking at the fundamentals this morning, I did actually go on to GBP because we had a red folder on GBP this morning. And it was some good news for GBP. So if we had good news for GBP, we expect GBP to have some strength in it. Okay? So we expect some strength in that GBP JPY. So again, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to analyze GBP JPY. Now I want you to drop it in the chat which time frame we start on for our analysis. Which time frame do we start on for our analysis? Drop it in the chat. Our 15 minutes time frame, that's correct. And that's the time frame I'm on. Okay? 15 minutes time frame. Help me analyze. We have 3 indicators, and it's again our stochastic, our leading indicator that we start with. And of course, we are seeing that the blue line is above the red line pointing upwards. We are seeing a green candle. 15 minutes time frame requires a flat bottom green candle. We do not have a flat bottom. There is a wick at the bottom. So that tells us we are not yet ready on the 15-minute time frame for that buy opportunity. So let me just say, I'm looking for a buy opportunity on GBP JPY. Okay? And we must have that PSAR at the bottom. So that's what we're seeing right here. Again, 3 indicators must be in agreement or in alignment. 3 indicators, not 2, not 1, but 3 indicators must be in agreement or in alignment. Now, again, we need to move on. So I want our pace setters, and I would love to see this number grow. I know every single name of those individuals that put in the chat the time frames and what they are. And it'd be nice to have some new names in the chat. So the pace setters are dropping it in the chat. Wow. I like that. I like the attitude. So 1 hour time frame is the time frame of confluence. I need to be on that 1 hour time frame. I like that aggression where you're confident and you're happy to put it in the chat. I love that aggressive behavior. It is a good thing. So now we are on the 1 hour time frame. What we're seeing is that we have our blue line pointing above, our red line pointing upwards in an upward direction, and we are seeing a green candle. What we can say is that green candle has a flat bottom, so that's good. We have a flat bottom green candle, so that's good. And we also have a PSAR at the bottom. Remember, on the 1 hour time frame, the time frame of confluence, it's not a must that we have a flat bottom or the PSAR at the bottom. It's just that it gives us added confirmation that there is momentum to the upside. Okay? And we are able to see that we are overbought because we are above the 80 marker. But then we will get to that in a minute. Yes, we can see we're overbought, but do not be too perturbed at this point. We're going to move on to our bigger time frame. Now, our bigger time frame, drop it in the chat. What time frame is that? What time frame is that bigger time frame? Our 4 hour, thank you for putting it in the chat. It is our time frame of, drop it in the chat. So a time frame of authority. I like the aggression this morning. I love it. So 4 hour time frame is our time frame of authority. And as Miss Dyer always, when she would teach the session, she would remind us it's the head of the house. So we follow the head of the house. Okay. So on the 4 hour time frame, once again, we're able to see the blue line above the red line, and we are able to see that we have a green candle. Again, it's not a must that we have a flat bottom, and it's not a must that we have a PSAR at the bottom. But the fact that we have it, we like the idea. Now, I'm aware we are above the 80 marker on the 4 hour. So again, we are overbought. We had news, so we're not surprised it's pushed us up to that 90 marker here. So we move from the 80 to the 90. However, we're expecting price to correct. We are expecting price to correct. If price corrects, then what happens next? It means price will move down. Price will move down before it moves up. Now that I have said that to you, if you understand that, put 3 fire emojis in the chat, because it tells me you're firing today on all cylinders. So 3 fire emojis in the chat. If you understand that, we're expecting price to move down before it moves up. So if we go back to those support and resistance lines that were drawn yesterday, which we did. So for those who missed it, you can always go back and get that recording. So you can follow what we've done if you've missed it. But if you were here yesterday, you should have seen how we drew up those lines. So you can see that we came to this support and resistance. And this is where I said, if you trade between these support and resistance levels, you will cash out and get your pips. That's how we get hundreds and thousands of pips. We trade between these support and resistance levels. I love to call them my gliding candles. It's like they just move so smoothly between these support and resistance levels. So again, if price is going to correct, you expect to see price move down, and they're going to move down between these resistance and support levels. So the way they moved up, they will move down between these support and resistance levels. Okay, so that's what I mean by price correcting. Price will move down and down before it moves up. And that way we get price to correct and we have more room for price to move up. So this is what we're talking about. So yesterday we would have looked at the zones and we saw where we were around here yesterday. So if I put in a zone where we were yesterday, it was right around here. So I'm going to put in a zone for you to be able to recognize it. So we were right in this zone yesterday, right in that zone, right in that zone, right there. And we said we were waiting for price to break through. So you can see we were right in that zone yesterday and price did break through and we came to this support and resistance and we're pulling back. We're pulling back. When I say pull back, price is correcting. Price is correcting. And so we are actually able to see where we are now in the market. Once again, you will not get into the trade unless, again, we break this support and resistance level. And I mean, the body needs to break through it, the body, and we will hopefully continue to the upside. Now we're on the 4 hour. So we know what we're waiting for. We're waiting for price to correct. And now we are able to see that we have our indicators that are ready already on the 4 hour time frame. It's just that we're waiting for price to correct. And then I'm chopping down to the 1 hour time frame. So once again, it shows you clearer where we were in the market. We were really rejecting off here where you saw I put the zone in there. You can see how we were rejecting, and price started to move up. So let me make sure I show you. Price was rejecting here. Now price is moving up. So the 1 hour at the moment is in an uptrend because we are making higher highs. We are making higher highs. So we are definitely in an uptrend on the 1 hour. However, as I said, we're expecting price to correct before it continues to move to the upside. So we need to wait for that correction. And then, of course, we top down to our 15-minute time frame. Again, we're able to see those higher highs on the 15-minute time frame. Again, you can see on the stochastic, our leading indicator, the blue line is trying to push now below the red line. It's not fully down, but we are expecting that correction in price. So we know that these support and resistance levels shows us where price can correct to. So if it comes down to this level, 162579, around there, if it breaks this level, it means price can move back down to the next support and resistance level. Once it breaks a level, it will or should continue down to the next level. So we know at the moment we are overbought on the 15-minute time frame. We're overbought. Don't be fooled by the candle going up just now because the blue line is not really above the red line. It is like really close. And then we are going to wait for 15 minutes time frame to correct. And likewise on the lower time frame. Again, we do see the blue above the red line pointing upwards. Wow, look at that move. Okay, some strength in GBP, I tell you. So blue above the red pointing upwards. So we're seeing a green candle with a flat bottom. So again, we see that we're looking good on the 5 minutes, but unless we see that 15 minutes, we need to see that blue line not be kissing, but the blue line needs to be above the red line, and that's not yet happening. So I wouldn't be jumping in just yet. Just making you aware, okay? So now you know we must have all time frames ready. The 4 hour time frame, the 1 hour time frame, the 15-minute time frame, we must have 3 indicators in agreement or in alignment. So be mindful that our stochastic is not ready. And the 5-minute needs to have 2 indicators in agreement or in alignment. So again, we're waiting to see that price correction. Now, if you've been able to follow through on GBP, JPY for that buy opportunity, go ahead and drop your 555s in the chat. Perfect. I see your understanding is very, very good. One moment. Let's see. Okay. So we need to ensure we catch our pips. It's great to see those 555 in the chat. So now, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to look at another trade setup. And once again, I will look at a GBP here. GBP it is. I am not touching the US pairs at this time. There is US news coming out, so we are going to wait to get a direction on those. We are going to wait to get a direction on those pairs. So now, ladies and gentlemen, you can see the effects of the news this morning. That's the effects of the news. And again, start to analyze. GBP had. Once again, pace setters. We start on our 15-minute time frame. We are going to look for those 3 indicators. 3 indicators. Our stochastic, our leading indicator. We must see the blue line above the red line pointing upwards. And we must see a green candle, which has a flat bottom and PSAR at the bottom. So we know our 15 minutes is not ready at this point. Our 15 minutes is not ready. Let's go. We have to wait for our 15-minute time frame to get ready. What I can say is that my pace setters have left me alone. I can't see any typing in the chat. Let's make sure it's working from my end. Okay. I think it's working. Pace setters, where are you? Correct. It's time to move on to my 1 hour time frame of confluence. And I can tell you that what I'm seeing is my blue line has crossed above my red line, pointing upwards. And I'm aware that we are overbought. News caused us to get to that place where we are overbought. And we're seeing a green candle. And that's all we need. It's just a green candle. But we're getting a flat bottom green candle at this stage, a flat bottom green candle, and also a PSAR at the bottom. So we're getting 2 bonuses, and we love that. Okay, we're getting 2 bonuses, and we love that. So we're seeing some momentum. That's fine. And we are aware we are overbought. Okay, but we have 2 indicators in alignment on the 1 hour time frame. And it's time to move on. It's time to move on. And yes, it is a bigger time frame. I know you're there. I don't know what happened, but maybe there was a delay. I know you're there. You've not left me. So now we're on the bigger time frame. And what we're seeing is, again, we must default our eyes to the stochastic. What we're seeing is that we're not quite overbought on the 4 hour. So we're seeing that blue line push above the red line pointing upwards. And we see a green candle. We only need a green candle, but we have a flat bottom. So that's great. And that tells us that we've got 2 bonuses, a flat bottom green candle, PSAR at the bottom. So we're getting that additional confirmation of the push to the upside. And now we can see on the 4 hour, we're definitely making higher highs, which tells us that the 4 hour is in an uptrend. So what do I mean that we're making higher highs? So we are here, we were at this high, we made a higher high, and then a higher high, and a higher high. So now you see we're in an uptrend, and as I can see on the 1 hour, which is where I'm going to put my support and resistance lines, I can tell you that we are overbought on the 1 hour. So I'm expecting the fact that I'm overbought on the 1 hour. What does that tell you? We're expecting what to happen? Okay, yeah, we're overbought. Yeah. So what do we expect to happen? Just drop it in the chat while I go and find my lines. I need to go to my line chart to get those support and resistance levels in. Okay? So let's put those support and resistance levels in. Correction, I love that. We have to be bold and confident. I would rather use the other blue. I just like my sky blue. Okay, so you can see I'm starting to put in my support and resistance. You can see that I'm having resistance, resistance here, resistance, support, 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 support. So it's both a support and resistance. Those are the lines you need to put in, ladies and gentlemen. You need to put in support and resistance. So of course, if you were to go to the left, you should be able to see that it's both a support and resistance level. And we need to put in some more because we are looking for this buy in the market. Okay. So maybe if I go to my 4 hour, I can put in another one there. Okay, further up here, I can put one. All right, so for now, I'm going to just put 1 or 2 at the bottom, and we will wait to see how price corrects itself, how far price will correct itself to. And that way we can say if price corrects itself, where we're expecting price to correct itself to. Okay? And I can put 1 down here. Just to help you see the importance of putting in those support and resistance levels in the market. So now I'm on the 1 hour. I'm going to change back to candles. Actually, Hikonachi, because that's what we're using. Did you not think my support and resistance are looking good? They're really sitting nicely on the chart, as you can see. It's sitting nicely. So you can see on the 1 hour, we are at that support and resistance right now. So if price corrects, you have an idea where price should correct to. Can you see that? You should have an idea where price can correct to. So let me just draw that line as well. Okay, that's where price can correct to. I want a straight line, not a broken line, a straight line. Okay, so that's where price can correct to. So you can see that where price can correct to, and it can even go further down to the next support and resistance. But I'm just showing you where price can correct to. Okay, so we're expecting price to correct. That's what we're thinking. And then when we top down, again, we looked at the 4 hour time frame. We saw we have those indicators looking good. The 1 hour, we are overbought on the stochastic, so we are mindful that we need to see price correct. And when we top down to the 15 minutes time frame, you can see the potential here for price to correct. And again, we must have 3 indicators in agreement or in alignment. So we need to wait for stochastic. We want to see price correct, and then we want to see blue line push above the red line pointing upward, and we must see a green candle which has a flat bottom. Okay, and we must see the PSAR at the bottom. But clearly we're waiting for price to correct. It is now that we move on to our time frame for entry. And again, we're not surprised that price is correcting around the support and resistance level. We are not surprised to see the correction because we see it very, very clearly on the smaller time frames. Okay? So again, you can put in more support and resistance lines as well, because as you can see on the smaller time frame, you can put in even more support and resistance on the 5 minutes and the smaller time frames. So now you're seeing we have to wait. Again, we need to see the blue line push above the red line pointing upwards, and we must have a green candle. And for those who are new to trading, we must have a green candle and preferably with a flat bottom. We do not have to have the PSAR at the bottom, preferably a flat bottom green candle. So we can see the 15 minutes is not ready and the 5 minutes is not ready. So we need to wait on this trade. Once again, this is how you and I have analyzed GBP CAD for that potential buy opportunity. If you've been able to follow through and you are quite confident that you too can do this, well, yes, I love that. Drop your 555s in the chat. I know at the end of the day, you guys are going to be making hundreds of pips and thousands of pips. Once you understand this, you can make money in the market. Those support and resistance levels, if you've got that mastered, you can do this. Yes, that's how I make my money every day in the market. The market pays me daily. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, we are definitely at the top of the hour. You know I get excited. So we want to say thank you for joining us. Well, you know what? It's going to take you a short time to do this. If it took you 5 years to actually believe in yourself, by the time we're finished with you, this BYOB trading platform is finished with you, you're going to be trading like a pro. Okay? So take my word for it. I'll remind you. Today is the 22nd of March, 2023. So thank you everyone for being part of this call this morning. And of course, we look forward to trading with you tomorrow at 5:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And that's going to be with Dr. Kirk Graham. Have a wonderful Wednesday. It's going to be a win-win and wealthy Wednesday. And at this time, I will now officially conclude this call.